In this video, we will see how to play the Evans Gambit, and along the way, I have included all the key ideas and common mistakes made by Black so you can win quickly. So let's get started. After b4, Black have two choices, either to take this pawn or move back his bishop. We will look at both of them. First, if he takes this pawn, then you go c3, and here Black have four options. First is bishop a5, bishop d6, bishop e7, or even bishop c5. Let's look at them one by one. If bishop a5, now you can play d4. Then here Black have two options, either to take this pawn or play d6 to defend this pawn. First, if e takes on d4, since this pawn is pinned, you can just castle here, and after Black takes this pawn as well, we can play queen to b3, targeting f7. Here Black can defend with queen f6 or queen e7. If queen to e7, then you can play bishop to a3, attacking the queen, d6, and then you recapture this pawn with your knight. Black have to play knight to h6 to defend this pawn. Then you jump forward with your knight, attacking the queen. Queen moves back, and then you go e5, trying to open up the center. Black castles, and as you can see, you have a crushing position. Your bishops are very much active, and you can bring your rooks into play, and Black is very much passive. Therefore here, you have to play queen to f6. Then you go with e5, queen g6, and then you can develop your knight by taking this pawn. Knight g7, preparing to castle. Then you go bishop to a3, putting pressure along this diagonal. Black castles. Now you can play knight to d5 to put pressure on this knight. You are putting a lot of pressure, and eventually you will break through. So here he have another option, which is d6. This is the best move for Black. And here you just castle, and after Black takes, you can play queen to b3, targeting f7, queen e7, defends, and then you recapture in the center. Black say he goes bishop b6, and you have a good central control and great position. You can develop your bishop or even open up the center to put pressure along the e5. What if here he plays bishop to d6, then you go d4, Black goes knight f6, and here you just castle. Black also castle, and then you play rook to e1, h6 to prevent your bishop from pinning this knight. You go knight bd2, Black goes rook to e8, and here you play queen to b3, and Black is very much passive here. And here a common mistake by Black is knight to a5, trying to trade this bishop, but this doesn't work because of bishop takes f7, king f8, and then you can play queen to a4, and you have a huge advantage. Here Black can also play bishop to e7, then you go d4, Black goes knight a5, attacking the bishop. You go bishop d3, Black goes d6, solidifying the center. Then you can just castle here, Black goes knight f6, and then you can take in the center and regain the pawn. And after Black castle, all your pieces are ready to attack. You can play f4 to support this knight, or even play bishop b2 to target along this diagonal and bring all your pieces and continue attacking. What if here Black goes bishop to c5? Now you can play d4. Black takes, and then you castle here. If he takes, then you can bring your knight out, and you will be ahead in development. Therefore bishop e7, and then you can recapture d6, to open up the bishop. You go knight c3, knight a5 attacks the bishop, bishop d3. And here you have a key idea to trade your knight for this dark square bishop, so that you can have a good dark square control along this diagonal. So after black goes something say knight e7, you go knight to a4 to trade this bishop off. And after black castles, don't trade the bishop right away. Play d5, black goes h6. And now you can take this bishop and put your bishop along this diagonal to launch a kingside attack. But here there is a tricky line which starts with rook to b1. Black goes c6 to attack the center, and now you can take this bishop. And after black takes, you can play something say rook to e1. And now you have more active pieces, and you also have the bishop pair, and these bishops are super powerful. And here c takes d5 even versus black position, and you are having a huge advantage. Now let's see what happens when black declines the gambit and plays something say bishop to b6. Then you can immediately play a4. Black goes a6, creating an escape square for the bishop. Then you go knight c3. Knight f6 is a natural move. And then here you play knight d5. Black takes your knight, and then you go e takes d5. And here black is super passive. Now let's see the best reply for black. After black takes, you go c3, bishop e7, and then you go d4, controlling the center. Knight a5 hits the bishop, so bishop e2, and then black goes d6. And here you go queen to a4 check. And here the key move is to play c6. And here most of the players have gone knight to c6. But this is a bad move because it loses to d5. And this knight is gone. Therefore here you have to play c6, defending the knight. Then you can take this pawn. Black takes, and then you can regain the pawn. And after black goes knight f6, you can just castle here and continue the game, and the position becomes quite equal. Now let's see some common mistakes made by the black players in the Evans Gambit. Here after you go b4, black can also try to go b5, counter attacking your bishop. Now here, don't take his bishop right away. Instead, play bishop takes f7. And after king takes, you can recapture this bishop, and you are just completely winning on move 5. Here after black accepts your gambit, you go c3, bishop c5, and then you castle here, d6, opening up the bishop, and here you go d4. Takes, black goes bishop to b4, and here you can punish this move by playing d5. Black say goes knight to e5. Then you can trade the knights, and then queen to a4 check wins the bishop. Here, after black takes c3, bishop c5, you can go d4. Black takes, and you recapture. Bishop b4 check, then you can block with the knight. d6 to open up the bishop. Here you go queen to b3, targeting f7. Black takes your knight, recapture, and then black goes queen to e7, defending the f7 square. And you just castle here. He cannot take because of rook to e1. Therefore knight f6, you go rook f1, black castles, and then you play this amazing move e5. And after black takes, don't recapture, instead play d5, knight d8, and then you can play bishop to b4, skewering this queen. And after queen moves, you can play knight takes e5, queen e8, and then you can capture the rook, and you are up in exchange and completely winning. It's a +10 advantage for white. Well, there are more traps, and I will cover them in shorts. And if you don't wanna miss those videos, then don't forget to subscribe. And check out this left playlist for more amazing chess traps like these, and this right playlist if you want to learn some more chess openings.